After reporting Browns considering drafting a quarterback, Cleveland is with the first and the fourth pick. I should give credit to Nick Wright, who a few weeks ago made the case that it makes all sorts of sense. Here was Nick.
It does not matter who you draft at number 4, Minkah Fitzpatrick, Saquon Barkley, any of those other great players, if the quarterback you draft at 1 doesn't hit. So I would draft a quarterback at 1 and a quarterback at 4 and let them compete. And hopefully you got them both right. And you just have the best of 2 good options and you trade the other one next year. Cleveland will continue to be terrible until they fix their quarterback situation. If you can double your odds of getting the quarterback right with the 4th overall pick, then do it.
Okay, I am going to put this on Nick, who I love. When Nick Wright was starting his career, nobody knew if he was going to be syndication level, good enough to work at a cable network. Would he have liked a program director saying, listen, we got to get this right, so I'm going to put you on Monday and another guy on Tuesday and you on Wednesday and another guy on Thursday, and you... Oh, no, he wanted to develop. Oh, yeah, because that's what you would do. You, as a program director, would say, I got 2 guys. I don't know if either's going to be a star, but I'm going to trust my instincts and go with this Nick Wright fella. And I'm going to let him make mistakes. But I'm going to trust my instincts. I'm a radio exec. I've been doing it for 25 years. John Dorsey's been in this league a long time. He's the Browns GM. You got to trust your instincts. You just got to go with it. At some point, I prep for 2 hours a day, and then I just let it rip. I just let it rip. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I let it rip. You don't put 2 CEOs in charge of a company. That's not what a board does. They choose one. You don't put 2 radio hosts on in alternate days. You choose one. You trust your instincts. You can't draft 2 quarterbacks because whoever you draft needs your love and support. And they need all the resources to make Sam Darnold or Josh Allen, I would take Darnold, better. You don't go back and forth on that. It's just not the way it's done. Listen, here's another thing, the psychological aspect of this. I'm going to speak for men. Women tend to be much more supportive of other women. Women create a race for the cure. You've never heard of race for the prostate. Women go to the bathroom with other women to discuss things. Guys don't go to the bathroom with other guys to discuss things. We're not always supportive of other men, especially when it comes to professionally. We talk behind guys' backs. We knife them. We try to get our career over their career. You think you're going to put 2 alpha males in a room and they're going to play together well? I'm just going to speak for guys. We don't often, especially in our 20s, work well with others. We're selfish, especially when it comes to our professional careers. We see dollar signs. We pursue them relentlessly. We don't want to share the mic and share the snaps and share the responsibility. We want it to be our team and our show. I would ask that of any media member. Hey, you write a column one day and you the next, and I'll just judge you guys over the next 3 years. One will get fired and one will keep the job. Or would you rather have somebody just put their arms around you and say, listen, we're not going to take you. Go elsewhere. If I was available at number 4 and I could go to a worse team, but it would be my show, I'd do it. I wouldn't want to go to a team that just 3 spots earlier picked another guy. Let him kick butt. Go for it. I want my own team. I mean, what message are you sending? We like you, Sam Darnold. Mostly, but we have some real misgivings about a lot of what you did in college, so we're going to take another guy. What is the message that you would send a young man in this fledgling professional football career? I think it's a terrible message. The other person who joined us today that was, I thought, really interesting, Brian Cox came on. He was a great player, very, very dynamic player, also very explosive personality. And we've been talking about this story that has kind of gained momentum over the last, since the Super Bowl loss, New England. So Bill Belichick benches, right before the Super Bowl, benches Malcolm Butler. Well, Tom Brady didn't like it. Gronk didn't like it. The players didn't like it. And there is a fracture in the Patriots locker room between Belichick and players. We've never seen this before in the dynasty. We've never seen it. We have never seen this. One message, on point, unified, one direction. Now you got Gronk when Amendola gets picked up by the Dolphins saying, be free, you're finally free, be happy. Gronk's now missing camp reportedly today. Tom Brady's in Qatar. He's missing camp at least the first few days. You've got Amendola calling Belichick, you know what, yesterday. We're seeing a fracture. And Brian Cox said, yeah, Malcolm Butler, I played for Bill, and he did the same thing to me.
You look at the Super Bowl with Malcolm Butler, for instance. I can remember playing for him in 2001 and him coming to me on Monday and saying, you're not playing this week. And I'm having a fit. Why am I not playing? And he said, name which running back you can cover man-to-man or which tight end you can cover. I said, none. He said, that's my point. I accepted it. But the critical thing about it is he told me on Monday. He gave me time to prepare so that when Sunday came, I wasn't disappointed and wasn't a nuisance to the team.
Yeah, I think that's the difference. Malcolm Butler, from what you could tell, learned right before the game. By the way, if the Patriots win, I don't think this is a huge story. It really isn't. But that's the way life is. I mean, again, if winning changes a lot, not only in sports, but in life. You roll the dice on Wall Street and it works. The guy's a visionary. He saw that business happening. If you roll the dice and the business goes bankrupt, that guy's a bum, got to fire him. He cannot run a hedge fund. He's not responsible with the funds. The results often predicate how we view people. And they lost the Super Bowl, and Nick Foles, a backup, carved him up. Belichick suddenly rigid. They win the Super Bowl, we'd be saying, Bill Belichick is a principled man. He has values and does not cave. The results generally predicate